This is a production of PBS Charlotte.
The following episode of Charlotte Cooks is brought to you by Central Piedmont Community College and viewers like you. Thank you.
Coming up on this episode of Charlotte Cooks, we're heading down to Jamaica and we're going to be making some authentic Jamaican beef patties. Welcome to this episode of Charlotte Cooks. I'm Chef Pamela Roberts, and joining me here in the kitchen today is Chef Lisa Brooks. You know her as your favorite TikTok chef and probably learned some things from her on Instagram too. So Lisa, thanks for joining me on the set today.
Thanks for having me.
What are we making?
We're making Jamaican beef patties.
Tell us all about Jamaican beef patties.
Well, if you've ever been to Jamaica, you know that that's a staple there. And it's something that I think people don't always think they can make at home. You have to go and buy them at a Jamaican restaurant, or you can buy them frozen in the grocery store.
They sound so exotic.
Yeah, it's like they're scared of it. So I want to show people that it's easy to make them at home. I think that's why it's one of my most viral videos, is because I think people just think, wow, I can make this.
I can make that. So in order to make Jamaican beef patties, we need several things. We need a dough.
Yes.
But the dough is kind of special. So what's special about the dough?
The dough has turmeric in it. Sometimes even there'll be curry powder in it, but we're doing it with just salt, sugar, turmeric. It's going to have a nice golden color.
That's
the golden crust.
So we're going to get started with the dough first, right?
Yep.
And then we're going to make some filling, and then we're going to assemble the patties, and then we're going to cook them, and then we're going to eat them, right?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
I hope we get to eat them.
Oh boy, we will get to eat them.
So we start with flour.
Just regular, everyday, all-purpose flour.
Yep, that's right.
I'm going to use about 4 cups of that for this recipe, right?
That's right. And then our seasonings go in. So salt, sugar, and turmeric.
Okay. These are all your dry ingredients.
Yep, that's right. Let me get that sugar loosened up and in there. And then our turmeric, that's going to give us that golden color.
Have you ever used fresh turmeric in this?
I have not.
Okay.
Use it in this. I've just,
Most of the time we just use powder.
Yeah, because I teach people to do things easily, so they're not intimidated.
Right.
So I always kind of try to do things the easy way so people don't get intimidated by cooking.
There you go.
So the cold butter has gone in, and now I'm going to put the lid on my food processor and just going to let that go.
Just like you do with the pie dough, you're looking for it to be a little bit
crumbly.
Not smooth. You want it to be crumbly. You want to still see some chunks of fat in there, right?
That's right.
Okay. So you've got a little bit of ice in your water. That's important to keep that butter cold.
Right. Because we want the flakiness, and that's where the flakiness comes from, is that cold butter or shortening sometimes, and keeping it cold so that when it bakes up, the air pockets left by the melted butter or shortening makes it flaky. So we just want to add it until it forms a ball, and you'll know when that happens. It'll just all of a sudden be a ball.
Yeah, right?
It'll start going around.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
It's moving. I'm gonna put a little bit more.
I love seeing the yellow develop.
Right.
That's great. There it is.
See the balls going?
There it is. There it is.
Yes. So we did kind of work it a little bit. We put the ice water. We made sure the butter was cold. We want to chill it because that's going to help it rest, relax, the gluten kind of chill out. It'll roll out much easier.
Yes, it will.
Okay.
Okay.
Beautiful golden.
I know, that color is amazing.
Look at that.
What's really nice is the dough stays that color too. Looks like a lot stickier than that.
Yeah.
But that's another reason you rest it too, so the stickiness goes down just a little bit.
Get that off there.
And so then we're going to wrap that with some cellophane and cool that down. So to start on our filling, Lisa, you would need a nice saute pan.
Yes.
Something that's not too small because you need to stir it up, right?
Yeah, we need a little bit of space for this.
Okay, so walk us through. What are we going to do for this filling?
So I've got my pan heating nice and hot on medium-high heat. And I just add my oil, just vegetable oil, canola oil, some mild tasting flavored oil. And then I'm just going to get my beef in here and get it started. Hear that sizzling
This is just like
going?
your regular everyday ground beef you'd buy?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. You just want to break it up really nicely. And then we're going to start adding a ton of stuff. I want to go ahead and add my onions now. Okay. And I'll continue breaking up that beef so they can start to cook down a little bit. It actually comes together pretty quickly, and you'll start to smell if we start adding these spices.
Yeah, as soon as they hit the heat, they're just going to bloom.
Yeah, you're going to start, it's going to smell at the kitchen. But we don't have to wait till it's completely brown to add our seasoning. So let's get started with that. I got black pepper going in. This is curry powder.
So just a regular everyday curry powder.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You can get Jamaican curry powder at an international store, but there's no need.
Okay.
You can just get the regular. This is allspice. Really important in Jamaican cooking. They actually call it
Pimento.
Pimento.
Yes, they do. They do.
Exactly. Okay, so that was paprika. Now we're coming in with our Scotch bonnet. This was chopped up without the seeds or the membrane, so that lessened it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But then it's going to be up to you how much heat you want. I'm going to add this whole thing. This is also the cool thing about making your own stuff because Jamaican food, even like the jerk, it's known for being spicy.
Yes.
But if you make your own jerk rub, if you make your own, your own recipes, you control the heat.
Yes.
So it's really good to learn to make these things. So we've got garlic going in, and then scallions.
Scallions.
Just the whites and the greens all going in.
Okay.
Everybody in the pool. And I'm gonna pull some thyme off of these sprigs.
Oh boy.
Right.
The aroma, Lisa.
I've got it down kind of on medium right now. I still need to kind of break that up. Now, would you mind stepping in?
Not at all.
Breaking that up, and I'm gonna start getting some thyme.
All right.
I'm gonna get some thyme off of here. You just go against the way it's growing.
Just
it
pull it right
slides
backwards.
right off.
That's a good trick for all those leafy herbs.
Okay. So look at that. Let's get that fresh. Try to get it as fine as you can because we're making appetizer size patties. So we just really need a.
You want more than one piece of meat in that patty.
You want to. Yeah, I mean, if we were making larger patties, maybe we could not break it up so much. But I like to have it nice and fine.
There you go.
What'll help with that too? I'm gonna actually mix up this.
There you go.
I have bouillon. And this is, you can do granulated bouillon. You can do, of course, you can buy beef stock as well. Just already boxed up. But I'm taking this bouillon and just mixing it in the water just to show you that this is a way to really save a lot of money by buying a concentrate.
Right.
And then make your own
Just
stock.
dilute it as you need it.
Yeah, absolutely. You also can control then the intensity of the flavor and the sodium.
And the sodium, that's really important to do.
All right, I'm gonna add the breadcrumbs.
And what's the purpose of the breadcrumbs? Just to give it a binder?
It's a binder.
Okay.
We add the stock in. I just want to do enough. Go ahead and mix
Just
that up.
to moisten it, right?
You just want to moisten it, and it's kind of going to create a little bit thicker of a gravy, right?
Some juice.
Some juice, yeah.
Yes.
Because there's not like a roux process here with flour and oil.
No,
so
there's
this is kind of the slight thickening, the breadcrumbs and the stock. So look at that filling. It's nice and it's thickened up. I'm going to turn the heat off right now.
That looks fantastic. Look at that.
See, so
Is
it's
that what you
not.
want?
That's what you want. You don't want like a sauce per se, but you want it to have just a little.
You want it to be moist. You don't want it to be dry.
Exactly.
Because it is going into a patty, and you do want to have a little bit of that moisture in there when you bite into it.
Yep.
This smells amazing. So
that's
next
so
step.
good.
Oh my goodness.
So
Cool this
would you
puppy
cool-
down.
Yep.
Yeah,
we're
let's
gonna
put this
just
in a bowl and cool it down. There you go.
We'll pull out our dough and roll that out while that cools.
I'm going to pour that in there.
Yep. Let's see.
There you go.
Ooh. Yummy.
Oh, the aroma is.
I know.
Oh,
I could get a spoon and go into that right now.
I mean, really, I could do that. Say thanks for lunch, Lisa. I'll see you later. All right, so we're going to pop this into the refrigerator and cool this down. And so while this is cooling, we're going to start rolling out our dough. So Lisa, we have the filling in the cooler, cooling down. We've pulled out our chilled dough.
Yes.
And so let's talk a little bit about handling the chilled dough.
Right. So we wrapped it in plastic wrap, and that's just to keep it from drying out.
Right.
We don't want it to dry out. So it's nice and chilled, and it's moist. And so I'm just going to unwrap this, and it should be nice and pliable at this point.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. It's really
Feel that.
nice.
And it's going to be easier to work with like half at a time, I would say. And so that's what we'll do here. So I'm gonna flour my surface.
It's important to flour your surface so
Yeah.
that stuff doesn't stick to your board.
Yeah, if you have a pastry mat, you could use it. But
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna actually get this right in half, and it feels great. It's perfect. It's nice
got
and
a nice
rested.
texture to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do want to coat it on all sides. Make sure nothing will stick to it. So we're just rolling this out. I like to roll it from the center out, and then turn it. Roll it from the center.
That helps you get a
out.
nice circle or a rectangle,
Right,
depending on
exactly.
what you're trying for.
And if you don't have a rolling pin at home, because I think about my son who's 30 years old in his first apartment, and even though he lived with me his whole life, he doesn't know how to cook. And so
My son's the same way.
It's like, well, what do I do? I don't have a rolling pin. It's like, do you have a wine bottle? He's like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you got lots of those, Mom.
So just make sure it's nice and clean, or you could wrap it in plastic wrap and use that. You know, you could just improvise with that. But we actually want these to be fairly thin, so I need to put in a little more work here. If you can see, we're getting very close to the right thickness for this. And you see how this is taking up this whole cutting board now? So that's why we did half.
Yeah, right? Right?
We did half.
In other words, our dough would be really thick because we just have no more room to roll
It
it.
rolled out quite a bit. So this is a nice thickness
That
here.
is a nice thickness. Yes, that's really nice.
I just like to use a pizza cutter to trim things.
Pizza cutters are for more than just cutting pizza.
Just to cut, yeah,
They're
exactly.
great for doing dough.
So I'm actually going to, now if you have a large enough round cutter or cookie cutter, it would really need to be, fairly large. So I don't at home. I just, I make a rectangle first. I'll show you. Okay. Just clean up these corners. We can always continue to use that. But I'm gonna just make some strips first. Again, I'm doing appetizer sized.
So they're going to be 1-2 bites. They're going to be kind of smallish. They're not
That's
going to
right.
be the dinner ones you would get.
That you would get at a restaurant. So I'm just squaring this off, really. Yeah, looks good. Put that in half so we have a nice rectangle, right? That's kind of where we're gonna, that's our starting point. Now, if I need to, which I typically do, after I get it, I just roll it out a little bit more,
Just get it a little bit thinner.
a little bit thinner, and also just get it the size I really want it for each one, because we're gonna have to fold this over. We'll do all of these, but this is gonna be our patty. We're gonna put our filling right in here, and it's gonna go over like that.
All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a few more.
Okay.
Okay, and then we'll fill some. Let's do like 5 or so. Just gonna roll this one. And if you need to reflour your surface at any point, you can. If anything starts to stick, just reflour it. They don't have to be perfect. Again, that's how people know they're homemade. They're not perfect.
And a Jamaican beef patty is not perfect. They're fabulous, and they're rustic, and they're rustic food, and they shouldn't be perfect. I think they're tastier when they're imperfect, anyway.
Right. That's how I feel about biscuits too.
Yeah, right. Right.
I want the biscuits to kind of look like.
I don't want them to be uniform.
All right. This is therapeutic, I'd say.
It is a nice thing to do. And, if you wanted to get your family together and everybody help out, that's also a good thing. Kids love to help with
Absolutely.
this.
Especially this part.
Yes.
With the rolling.
Yep.
Absolutely. You can have a little assembly line
Yep.
at home. Okay. I'm going to do just a couple more. And you want to have a sheet pan ready for these.
Okay. We have one right here. And we have it parchment lined,
Yeah.
so they don't stick.
And at this stage, you could go ahead and preheat your oven to 350.
It's already hot.
Look at that.
Look at, are we ready to
Gorgeous.
fill now?
We are.
All right. There
This
we go.
is nice and chilled. You can even prepare this the day before. I mean, you could prepare the dough the day before. You can prepare this the day before if you want. You can prepare the patties and freeze them, like par cook them and freeze them. So you can actually, you don't have to do all this work on the day of a party, for example.
So it's a versatile dish that doesn't demand a lot of attention. You could actually be quite liberal with your timing on it.
That's right. That's absolutely right. Many of the steps, all of the steps can be done in advance.
Now, do they ever serve a sauce with these? I think I've always
It's
just
not-
had the Jamaican patty.
It's not typical. So
Yeah.
what they typically have is what they call cocoa bread.
Uh-huh.
You heard of the cocoa bread?
No, I haven't.
It's I just like I don't like that much bread, you know,
Mm-hmm,
but it's served in cocoa bread. So even though this is already a pastry,
They
it's
put it in
served
bread?
cocoa bread,
Huh.
and sometimes it'll be cheese on it.
Oh, neat.
They'll put cheese and then on the patty and the cocoa bread, but
How
never a
interesting.
sauce.
Huh.
Now me being chefy and all, you know, I'll do like an avocado cream or
Oh, yeah, there you
like
go.
a cilantro avocado crema to go with it if I'm serving for a party. So you see how I put the nice scoop. I use a small scoop because I'm doing appetizer size. So we're going to use the egg wash kind of like glue.
Okay.
That's the first use of it. I'm just going to go around, and this you could do this with water actually. It's just a little.
Now tell me about your egg wash, because some people will use all egg, some people will use egg with a lot of water, some people use egg with a little water. What do you use for this?
This is an egg and 2 tablespoons of water.
Just 1 egg and 2 tablespoons. So
That's
okay,
right.
and that works. That's about what I use most of the time anyway. And this is the glue, and we're also going to put the egg wash on the top.
That's right.
On the
to create a
outside.
nice sheen.
It's going to make it glossy and pretty
That's
when it's all
right.
done.
It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, because you'll see those pastries if you go to a Jamaican place. They always have that nice sheen to
They
them.
do have a gloss to them. That's gorgeous.
Right. So I'm just gonna start, and you're gonna have to handle this and get it
Stretch it a little.
down. Yeah.
Try not to stretch it too much, though, right?
Right. You don't want to poke a hole in it.
Right.
But you just want to get that the edges sealed. We're gonna go back and crimp it, and then we can kind of flatten the patty a little bit, right?
Okay.
So that's step 1. I'll just show you all of them and then we'll do the whole thing. So then after that, I'm actually going to crimp next. Then I'm going to trim it. Oh, I keep my flour here for my fork so it doesn't stick. So just crimp it all around. Doesn't have to be perfect. Mine certainly won't be perfect. So that, and then I use my pizza cutter again
To
to
come
just
back
trim it.
and make it uniform.
Kind of make it in that little classic half moon
Yeah.
kind of shape.
Oh, how pretty.
Yeah. Look at it. Oh my
That's
goodness.
beautiful.
It's perfect. I said I wasn't
It's
going to be perfect, but it's
beautiful.
perfect.
Oh, they look great. Yeah.
All right. So let's get
So
going on
while
our
you do
cities.
that,
Yeah.
I want people to get a good close up of how you're crimping it with that fork too,
Okay.
because sometimes people do the fork crimping and it sort of separates on them still, and that always happens with puff pastry and turnovers and stuff. You know?
Yeah.
So I want them to get your technique there so they can actually do
Okay.
this where it's not going to pop open on them.
Yeah. So now I'm just going to go ahead and get them all sealed. So it's just like assembly line fashion. Instead of doing one step at a time, doing each patty at a time. We're just going to go ahead and seal them all. Then we'll go back and crimp them all. Then we'll go back and trim them all. So right now I'm just going through and sealing.
Just the assembly line. This is how you make it go fast.
exactly.
If you did each step, it'd take you forever to do this.
Right.
Especially when, if you've got your family together and you're doing this as a bunch, you're going to be making a lot of these things. And
That's
so
right.
just do it assembly line and get them done, and you'll be done in no time. Almost every culture in the world will have some kind of a dumpling or some kind
Or some
of a
kind
turnover.
of filled pocket.
Absolutely.
Samosas and pakoras and arepas and
And they
empanadas.
go all over. It just
everywhere.
The list is non-ending. It just is forever.
This
All right.
is really cool.
So now
All right.
let's talk about that fork crimping
The
technique.
fork crimping. Let me get one kind of out here on its own. So I'm using the fork. I keep my fork just in that flour. This is for the extra dusting, but it's going to keep it from sticking to the dough at this point. So I'm just going to go around and do that crimping.
And you're really pushing it down.
Yeah.
And you want to keep your fork with the flour on it because that's going to keep that dough from sticking.
Right.
And it's going to allow you to get that
Yeah, you
nice
could just
tight
keep it on
seal.
your board. Yeah, because you don't want the filling to ooze out, right? So we want to make sure it's sealed really good. So that first press, and then the crimping should make sure it's pretty well sealed. I'm gonna just put the flour right here on the surface, make it easier to get to.
Now, you have a little video up of this somewhere? Did you have one? I saw one somewhere.
It's everywhere. TikTok, Facebook,
Oh, there you go.
Instagram.
Okay.
It's literally been my most viral. It has probably total like 4 million views.
That's great.
Between YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
That's great.
It just resonates with people.
It does. It does.
This is so perfect. And because you're doing this process, and remember we only used half of the dough. So that other half of the dough is going to go in the freezer.
Yeah.
For later. So I don't have to do that part again.
Right.
So I suggest you just make a batch. And then you can, you want to bake them partially because these bake for 20, 25 minutes.
Okay.
But if you just bake it for 10, 15 minutes, take them out, and then let them cool and then freeze them.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, for later. So these are all cramped in their various shapes. So we're going to make them all the same shape with my little pizza cutter trick. Just going around, getting a nice curved edge, right? I try not to be a perfectionist with it. It's so easy. You can even just square it up first and then go back and do your little rounded corner. So cute.
They are adorable.
They're so cute.
I like the way you've punched them down.
Yeah.
I like that. They're just adorable.
Yep.
You could see the lovely seasonings in the dough.
You can. Yeah, you totally can. Yeah, this is a huge hit. Almost done with these. I think there's gonna be
Make some
there's
room
gonna be
here.
a nap time after this, I think.
We're going to want to get some beer to go with these things, that's for sure.
Some what is the Jamaica red stripe?
Yeah, the red stripe, that's the one.
I've traveled to Jamaica so many times.
Have you? I've never been.
Yes, I've been so many times.
You love it?
I love it there. I never stay at the resorts. I always we always rent a villa. Girls are grouping rent a villa.
Oh, that's nice.
And then you got a driver, and you got your chef in the home, and this is a great way to kind of have a more personal experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at those.
So now what are we going to do? The
Egg
next step,
wash.
egg wash and bake them
Yes.
off, right?
Yep.
All right.
Egg wash will be pretty quick, and this, it's not 100% necessary, but we just want to.
It's going to give them that sheen.
Give it a sheen,
Yeah.
right?
Without the egg wash, they'll just be kind of matte looking, just like they are now.
Right, exactly.
But the egg wash
I
makes
really
them
try hard
shine.
not to get the egg wash on the parchment paper. Because you'll think
It'll just burn.
You'll think something's burning.
Yeah.
And it won't be the patties. It'll just be that egg wash on
And
the
it'll
paper.
bother you. You want to get them out because you smell that
Because
burn.
you smell that burn, right? So it's probably best if you can do the egg wash on a different surface and then put it on your baking sheet. So
Like
I'm
if
just
you
being
did it
really
on the
careful.
cutting board.
Yeah, yeah,
Just move
exactly.
over there.
Exactly. But
So on the your son cooking, is he interested in cooking at all?
well, he calls it. He says he says he needs to learn, because he calls it. He says it'll be his last infinity stone. He's got a great job. He speaks lots of languages. He's into art and film. He's like, if I just learn how to cook, it'd be like my final infinity stone.
Well, good.
We did have time during the pandemic, during quarantine. He just so happened to be in Charlotte from New York because his birthday is March 20th. And then New York was shut down 2 days later. So he did fly back a couple weeks later to get some more stuff, but he was with me for 3 months.
Oh my goodness.
I know, it was very cool. I would have never had my adult son home that
Right,
long,
for 3
ever.
months, right?
Yeah, but ask me, did he learn how to cook in that 3 months?
No.
No, we tried. I mean, we did some lessons, but it just doesn't stick. We tried. So now I'll say to him, he's like, Mom, because he'll FaceTime me, can you stay on the phone with me while I do this? I'm like, just watch my video.
Right. Just
He
kill
gets
him.
mad. He's like, I'm like, watch my video. I did a video on it. Just watch the video. These are ready to go in the oven.
All right. So let's put them in the oven.
Let's go. Which oven?
There you go. Here's some we baked off earlier, while the others that we just made are in the oven.
Look at the sheen on these.
Oh, they're beautiful. Look at that. Oh, they look fantastic.
They're so shiny.
They really are.
Oh my goodness. This
Look, you can
makes
see
me
the stain
happy.
from the turmeric.
Always that.
Yes, there's always that. You do have to
Always
be aware.
that.
Turmeric will stain.
Yep. It'll stain your countertops. You just gotta be very
Stain
careful.
your fingers.
Fingers, certainly. Or white chef go.
Ooh, that looks great. They are beautiful. Thanks for watching this episode of Charlotte Cooks. Once again, thanks to Lisa for being here. If you want to grab the recipes, you can grab them off of our website at pbscharlotte.org or send me an email at pamela.roberts, R-O-B-E-R-T-S, @cpcc.edu, and I'll send you a link to all the recipes that we have on our website for all of our Charlotte Cook shows. So thank you for watching. Lisa, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
And we'll catch
fun.
you next time and catch Lisa on the web. See you later.
A production of PBS Charlotte.